that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Episode 6 of Agatha All Along has now dropped. Listen, I've made no bones about this. I've really liked the show. I don't think it's on the same level as, like, say, Penguin, which is also out right now.
Right.
But I've been really quite enjoying it. I've been liking it. Now, they did the big twist last week, which I hoped they wouldn't do, but they did, saying that Teen is indeed Billy Maximoff, which a lot of you guys at home always thought he would be. I didn't think they'd do it because it's dumb, but they did it.
Just like good.
Yeah. But they did it, and I gotta say, I still like the episode. Like, even though they did something I didn't think they should do, I was like, you know what? The reveal was pretty good, and it kind of, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? Well, now the big follow-up episode, Familiar by Thy Side, comes out, and they do what I said they would do. Remember, I said that I bet the next episode is just going to be a big flashback about showing how Billy came to this point. Well, that's the entire thing that the episode was. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know, we will be discussing over the next few minutes this episode of Agatha All Along in some spoilery detail.
I'll put up the badge.
All right? So once you see this spoilers warning come off the screen, then it's okay for you to unmute. So if you don't want to know anything about what happened to Agatha All Along last night, mute your thing now and then unmute it when the spoiler thing turns off. All right. Are we good? Okay. So let me start by the things that I really liked about the episode. I love that they brought back Ralph Boner.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't love how long it was, and I didn't necessarily love exactly how they used him, but the idea that he found somebody from within, what is it, Eastview or Westview?
I think it's Westview.
Westview, yeah.
I'm going to look that up.
We're going to say Westview, unless I'm contradicted.
Our chat's got our back.
So the idea that he has found somebody in Westview that is willing to talk, and it ends up being a guy who maybe got taken of advantage the worst with Ralph Boner. And so he came and he did the exposition dump.
Right, yeah,
Granted, it was just a big exposition dump, but still, I thought it was good and it worked. You know what I loved in the episode? I loved the episode, or I loved the part of the episode where they re-go over what happened in the first episode, but we get to see it as it really was, not from Agatha's illusions.
Illusion, or maybe, yeah.
Like her re-going over, questioning Teen in the police station, but they were never in the police station. They were always in her living room. The fact that instead of a gun in her holster, she had a hose head in her thing. And it just played really well. I really, really liked that. I also kind of enjoyed that throughout the episode, they showed that there was a connection to Teen from all the witches of the coven already at that point. And I like that. There are two things, though, that I gotta say raise really frustrating questions for me that they may answer in the last 3 episodes, and I hope that they do. One thing that really bothered me, the scene in the episode where he's at his bar mitzvah. I'm not Jewish, but I assume that was a bar mitzvah. He's at his bar mitzvah, and he goes into the fortune teller's tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the lady. It's the fortune teller lady from the coven. And she clearly sees on his hand that he dies. And what she says to him is, hey, listen, kiddo, live life today, go out and live life. And instead of not being a horrible asshole and not saying, hey, kid, don't get in the car tonight, she goes, oh, you're going to die, but I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to let you die. But I'm going to make this little sigil. And here you go. So now we know how he got the sigil. That really frustrated me. Because this woman was not portrayed in the show to be evil. It's like, oh, I'm looking at your line. You're going to die tonight. I would suggest maybe not getting in a car. Take a cab. Or maybe stay here late. But don't don't get in the car because you're going to die. And she didn't tell him. And that kind of, now maybe in the final 3 episodes, why she doesn't tell him, why it was important that Billy get an empty vessel or whatever. It was very, very vital. Like maybe the final 3 episodes will give us an answer to that. I hope that they do. Because if they do, great. Otherwise, I thought that was a really bad thing. It's like, oh no, this kid's going to die, but I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him he dies in a car accident tonight. Nope, I'm going to keep that to myself. That bothered me. The other thing that bothers me a bit is this. So Billy is now back. He's in this body now. Somehow, some way, the pretend boy had a real soul, which is preposterous and stupid in itself. But hey, it's a Marvel thing. That got jettisoned out of the hex and found an empty body to reanimate back to life. Okay, let's just go with that. I think there's a lot dumb about that, but it's a comic book show, whatever. Let's just go with that. Here's the part that bothers me a bit. Is that understanding how otherworldly Wanda is and how purely off the scale, otherworldly, powerful Scarlet Witch is, particularly in possession of the Darkhold. You're telling me that Scarlet Witch, for years, with the Darkhold, scavenging the universe for signs of her children, couldn't pick up that her sons, because remember, it's sons plural. He said, Tommy is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy's out there. I got to find them. I can feel him. He's out there. You're telling me a being as infinitely powerful as Scarlet Witch in possession of the Darkhold couldn't detect her sons in this world? Well, John, you might say, John, the sigil. You see, John, she had the sigil in his pocket. You're telling me a low-level spell cast by a low-level, practically no-name little witch is something that the Scarlet Witch couldn't penetrate? I want to remind you guys, in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, an army of sorcerers, including the Sorcerer Supreme, tried to stand and use their power against Wanda, and Wanda wiped them out. Her power, particularly while in possession of the Darkhold, would far exceed any little. The sigil, John. She had the sigil. Her power would so trump that she could detect other versions of her children in other alternate realities. She couldn't travel the multiverse. That's why she needed to get America Ferrera. But she could see and sense her children in other realities. But the sigil, this low-level spell cast by this low-level witch, that can stop the Scarlet Witch. And by the way, you may want to say the sigil, because it's on Billy. What about Tommy? Does Tommy have a sigil? Does Tommy have a sigil?
That's why they call him Tommy Sigil.
That's why.
That's
why we call him Tommy Sigil, right? Oh my gosh, people right. Did I say America Ferrera? Sorry, America Chavez.
America Chavez,
America Ferrera is the actress.
Right.
America Chavez, sorry. So, I mean, that I have to admit, that really bothers me. This whole notion that a Scarlet Witch who wipes out all the sorcerers on the world, including the Sorcerer Supreme, who is obsessively laser focused on trying to find her children because some little witch put a little sigil on somebody? I mean, again, though, just like, why did she let that kid die? There are still 3 episodes left. And maybe in these next 3 episodes, it will be explained why Wanda Maximoff couldn't detect her own kid.
It's clear who the fortune teller was. It was Mephisto.
Mephisto. Yeah, that just looked like her, but it was
And Mephisto
actually
created the Darkhold and therefore masked the real children from Wanda.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Dollar Shave Club. Hello there, my fellow handsome gentlemen. Nice face you shaved there. Whether you're going smooth shaven or maintaining a beard, Dollar Shave Club offers shave and grooming products that are always high quality, but never overpriced. If you like to wet shave for that clean, close shave, they've got the Club Series 6 Blade Razor. A shave so comfy your skin will take a nap. 6 stainless steel blades for our closest and most comfortable shave, with a vitamin E infused lubricant strip for comfort and glide and precision trimmer for precise detailing. Their amazing shave butter, clear view, smooth glide, designed for precision. Shave butter is a translucent shaving cream alternative that allows you to see exactly where you're shaving. Bonus, it has long-lasting lubrication that helps soften whiskers for maximum glide and leaves your skin feeling hydrated. But don't take our word for it. Try it for yourself. You can visit their site right now for 20% off, $20 or more, and get your products delivered right to your door. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/Campea and use promo code Campea for 20% off, $20 or more. And remember, however you shave, Dollar Shave Club is here to help you stay handsome. So,
Fixed. Marvel, you can send the check.
send the checks. So, there's that. So, overall, I thought it was an interesting episode. It left some things leaving me feel very dissatisfied, but I acknowledge I'm dissatisfied right now. There are still 3 episodes to go. Maybe it addresses that. So let's give it that leeway. But there's something else interesting that happened in this episode that made me this morning go, wait a minute. Let me go back and watch episode 1 again. Because here's the thing. If you guys remember, in Agatha All Along, episode 1, it starts off with her showing up to a murder scene, right? And we see this. A body lying in the woods, in jeans, bare feet, dirty bare feet, a dark hoodie with a hood pulled over their head, and dirty hands. Well, then I'm watching this new episode. And how does the new episode end? It's a very, very difficult shot to see because they blurred the camera. What do we see? We see Billy in jeans, in dirty bare feet, in a dark hoodie, and dirty hands pulling a hoodie over his head. Go back to the other picture.
We have the technology.
Body in the woods, dead face down, jeans, bare feet, dirty, bare hands, dark hoodie, hood pulled over. End of this episode. Billie Jean.
Why that got me.
That's good. Billie Jean. And then dark hoodie, clothes. Now, I do want to mention that when Agatha shows up at the murder scene, they specifically refer to it as a dead girl. But a little bit later in the episode, in episode 1, when Agatha goes to the library and she goes, oh, so you found a dead girl. What does Agatha says? Who said it was a girl? Again, I'm not saying that the body in the woods is actually Billy and not Wanda, but I also want to point out too, when Agatha goes into the morgue and Maximoff gets written on the toe tag, it doesn't say Wanda Maximoff.
Right. That just could be family.
It just says Maximoff.
Surname. So
the kid calls himself Billy Maximoff. And again, so I'm just saying, I found that interesting because the clothes she's wearing in the woods are not the clothes she's wearing in Wundagore when she dies in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. Right? Because they say, they give illusion. Somewhere in Europe, she was crushed by heavy things. That's not what Wanda was wearing, but it is what Billy was wearing.
Unless Billy is Wanda.
Billy is Wanda. Now, again, I'm not saying that's what it is. I just thought it was an interesting observation. So, people are pointing out that said on the toe tag, it said W. Maximoff. Yeah, but what's the kid's real name? William. Right. His real name is William.
Right when you said that, I'm like, right, William.
Again, not saying that that's Billy in episode 1. I'm just saying I think that's a very interesting little, Why is she wearing those clothes, The Body in the Woods, and they look extremely similar to what Billy's? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Well,
That's
why
an
was it?
interesting little
You know,
thing.
we thought it was a gun in her holster, and it was a hose thing. So
And
things
it was a
changed.
hose. So who knows? Anyway, overall, I thought it was the weakest episode of the season, but I still liked it. I mean, again, it brought up some questions. I'm kind of dissatisfied in some ways, but I acknowledge that they may answer those questions later on. So give it that. I still like the episode. So yeah, I think the weakest of the episodes, but still a good one. And I'm still completely on board the show. So we'll see how the final 3 episodes go. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What did you think about the new episode of Agatha All Along? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.